So, what do you think, Mr. Wright?
I think the prosecution is as confused as we are. After all, the victim was murdered in 2 different places at the same time. And a different suspect was arrested at each of the crime scenes.
Lana!
Good morning, Mr. Wright. I apologize for yesterday. I was indisposed. I hope they didn't hold you too long for questioning. We just finished, actually. I'm used to all-nighters, though.
So, how'd it go?
It's as Mr. Wright suspects. The police are as clueless. I figured as much, so I struck a plea bargain.
A plea bargain? What do you mean by that?
We agreed that if I told them the truth behind this simultaneous murder, they wouldn't seek capital punishment. That's what I mean, Emma.
But Lana! Don't tell me you...
Much to my regret, I'm as much in the dark about this as they are. Miss Skye. We found trace evidence of a certain person in the police department's evidence. They belong to Officer Jake Marshall. What kind of trace evidence? Blood-stained fingerprints, to be exact. That's the trump card I have up my sleeve today. You do understand what this means, don't you?
In order to defend my sister, you're going to accuse Mr. Marshall?
We have to play the cards we're dealt. Isn't that right, Miss Skye? Do what you have to do, Mr. Wright. Okay. Phoenix knows that this is a throw. But a defendant's case is about giving probable cause to Miss Skye. So it's not on him to try to solve this case. It's on him to make sure the heat is not on his client. Tough. But that's defending for you.
Court is now in session for the trial of Miss Lana Skye.
The defense is ready, Your Honor.
The prosecution is...
I'm gonna kick you in the teeth.
I'm afraid you have to clarify. It takes 30 minutes by car to reach the police department from the prosecutor's office.
We barely just started, motherfucker. I just sat down.
Yet the victim, Bruce Goodman, was slain at both places at the same time. Literally, it's like, who the fuck starts a conversation like that? I just sat down.
Exactly.
But that's not physically possible, is it? What's more, I heard the victim from the evidence room just disappeared.
Yes, and the body eventually reappeared in the trunk of Mr. Edgeworth's car.
Wow. This is one messed up trial. Okay, I have a theory, if you would.
And it's only gonna get worse from here.
Right. Okay, let's go ahead and swing a bat in Marshall's direction. Let's go ahead and swing. If Marshall was involved in like this big detective revenge porn, whatever. I'm gonna call it a revenge porn because it seems nonsensical to me. What if he disguised himself as Detective Goodman and had taken his card in order to access and be under the guise of Detective Goodman, which is why he was not present in his station. Then Meekins came at him, and then he smacked Meekins in the head with a jar. So the blood was not from Goodman, it was Meekins' blood.
That could be possible.
Smacked him in the head with the vase. That's why the vase has bloody prints. But, of course, like, he can't cover all of his bodily parts. And so he had a bloody handprint, which would signify that he was involved in how he was able to have 2 bodies in one place. That might be a case, but I'm like, that seems very unbelievable and unreliable. Because, like, well, one, we've already have one bloody fingerprint that's already been proven to have been done with a glove. So if the killer was smart, he kept a glove on, but Marshall didn't. Marshall has fingerprints that are seeable. So that means whatever blood was on his hands was on his literal skin and not a glove. So I'm thinking more so of maybe he tapped his hand on the cactus and got hurt. Maybe that's his locker, so that obviously, clearly, his healing meds, his medicine kit could be up in there, or something like that. Whatever the case may be, and someone else, I'm thinking maybe Gant, or something like that, was involved. What's up?
That locker that had the Marshall's prints on it, Didn't that also have a shirt in it?
It did
That was,
have,
like, hanging out?
it did have a shirt in it.
So that probably could be part of like his disguise or something.
That, if we open out the locker and it's Goodman's outfit. That, oh my god! There it is! He changed his clothes. He changed his clothes and Goodman's outfit is inside that evidence locker.
And it also proves my point that the person's face in that flashback, we didn't see Goodman's face, so it could have been anybody. It could be Marshall.
Alright, so maybe if we swing hard, it could potentially be Marshall. But only if we're thinking that this is going to swing in that direction.
Yeah, this is our own theories. A game theory.
We don't have a lot of true decisive evidence to work with other than... And we're calling it decisive evidence on the basis of it can be factually checked rather than it being actually involved in this case. So, how would the body end up in Edgy Boy's truck? Marshall could have put it there. Marshall's a big dude. He can carry him. So yeah.
Anyway. One of my duties as prosecutor is to prevent impartial evidence.
Present.
I said present.
You said prevent. I know what I heard.
Shut up. Today we'll present evidence relating to the murder at the police department. In so doing, I believe the way in which we should proceed will reveal itself.
And that's what set Mr. Edgeworth apart. He sounds so on top of things,
Whose side are you on?
even though he doesn't know what he's going on himself.
And that's supposed to be an admirable trait.
Very well, as the trial resumes, I'm going to continue in these tips.
On the day of the crime, what exactly transpired at the police department? Mr. Edgeworth, you may call your first witness to the day to the stand.
For its first witness, the prosecution calls the suspect of the murder that occurred at the police department. The suspect? You mean the so-called murderer?
You know, Meekins. That guy. Oh boy. Things are getting wild from the get-go. I literally just sat down. Hi, Meekins.
Will the witness please state his name and occupation? Yes, sir. I'm Officer Mike Meekins, sir. My occupation is, Really?
I'm gonna beat this guy with a bat. A
That would be
wiffle ball
murderer.
bat.
That would be murderer, sir.
Is your hands feeling better? Stupid.
So you're telling us you're a professional killer? Sir, it was me, sir. I'm the one who did it. I'll never kill anyone again, sir. You can't believe me, sir. Actually, sir, I'm what you call part of the younger generation, sir.
That was an auto. That was not.
No, I believe you.
A person whose actions and thoughts can't possibly comprehend.
Gumshoe, do you want to just let him borrow some brain cells, please? He seems to have less than you.
Please, Mr. Edwards, sir. Help me, sir. Officer Meekins. Yes, sir. Give us your report of the crime. Consider that in order. Yes, sir. As you wish. After all, I'm a part of the generation that must be told what to do, sir.
Oh,
Isn't that just every generation?
it's a swing. It's a polite, light-hearted swing from the writer.
You can't fault him for a lack of enthusiasm.
All right, let's hear it.
Although it's not my normal duty, I was assigned to guard the evidence room that day. I spotted a suspicious man on the security screen and rushed into the room. I was only doing what I was trained to do, sir. I was suddenly attacked. I fought for my life. Then I did it. After that, I passed out until another officer smacked me awake. So, the victim, Detective Goodman, attacked you?
We won't tell us before they do it to you.
That's the Meekins family motto, sir. I see. Then you fainted, and a colleague helped you regain consciousness? Yes, sir. He knocked me upside the head, sir.
Like a redheaded stepchild.
Been smacked around like his name was Rihanna.
That's terrible. That is a terrible joke. Never say that again. And yet here I am laughing. I'm going to hell.
Very well. The defense may begin its cross-examination.
What I need here is more info to work with. Alright, looks like we're pressing a lot of this shit.
I'm gonna tell you now, press all of them.
You got it. Alright. Mr. Meekins, you work in the General Affairs Department, do you not?
Yes, sir. I am in charge of hiring new recruits, sir. Oh God, why would it?
Yikes, that is a scary thought.
Yeah, no kidding. Evidence transfer was taking place on the day of the crime, which meant many officers were given special tasks not ordinarily performed. I was in charge of guarding the Blue Badger, sir. The Blue Badger? Yes, sir. The lovely police mascot created by the chief of detectives, sir.
You know, that stupid thing.
You know, Gumshoe's like, hey, I worked hard on that.
Shut up, Gumshoe. You have 10 brain cells. Don't make me take one away again.
No. I was to sure it wasn't broken during the transfer process, even though it's broken on one part.
Right?
That was my sole mission for today, sir. I see. Sounds like a very, important mission.
You know, someone's got to look up to it.
After the award ceremony finished that day, there were so many people running around that I relocated the Blue Badger to the evidence room. Oh, so that's why you went to the evidence room? That would explain that.
It might be the first one, not the second one, though.
We'll see when if we ever learn his, like, ID number.
Yeah.
Tell us, what did you see when you got there?
Really? When was this? In order to enter the evidence room, you need an ID card, am I correct?
Precisely, sir. I have one right here around my neck.
What number is it? So then, your ID number should be listed on here, right?
There it is! I found it! This is the one right here!
Could you please read us the number? Yes, sir. It's 4989596. That's my number, sir.
Okay, so he went in twice. So the number 4989596 is shown as being used twice. So I think the first one is the Blue Badger, then the second one is confronting Goodman. So that's nothing.
Please explain, witness. It's no real mystery, sir.
That's correct.
The first time is when I relocated the Blue Badger to the evidence room. And the second time is when I went to go get him after everything settled down. Oh, yeah, that's right. Fair enough. Mm-hmm. I see. So it was during that second time when... Yes, sir. That's when I spotted the man on the security screen.
Yep. That tracks.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
Data added to ID card record. So, okay, what happened? So you were attacked. Can you please tell us exactly what happened?
It was a knife, sir. A knife! Detective Goodman pulled the knife on you? What happened then? Well, with me charging in on him like that, he looked as surprised as I was.
You weren't exactly the kind of person someone would want to run into.
That's when I reacted, sir. I swung my arms like an octopus struggling to detain him. That's how I got this gash on my hand.
Maybe if you just keep your cool, your hand wouldn't be...
Telling a cop to maintain his cool is like the worst thing you could say. When I saw the blood trickling down my arm, I panicked. I grabbed the man by his collar.
What exactly do you mean when you say you did it?
I know I don't look the type, but I'm really into kung fu films, sir. That man let his guard down for just an instant, so I snatched his knife from him.
You took his knife?
How? I spun him around and performed a disarming maneuver.
Okay, so that's the how.
I made sure to close my eyes like a man. Why would you close your eyes?
Close your eyes. I see. You must have been desperate.
The next thing I knew, his white coat was drenched in a sea of my blood. And then the next thing I knew... Yes?
He punched me right in my face, sir.
Okay, so about what time did you regain consciousness?
No offense, sir, but how am I supposed to know that? I was unconscious.
Oh.
According to the report from the officer that woke up the witness, it was about 5:30. Oh. He hit me around the head, too.
5:30?
That was when the body was...
Discovered
found?
over at the prosecutor's office.
Yeah.
And local crime chairs are paid.
That's nice. Or, I mean, it's nice that you recovered, that is. When I came around, though, I made sure to finish my mission, sir.
Your mission?
Yes, sir. The Blue Badger, sir.
Oh, shit! I could have illuminated the fucking Blue Badger and could have seen maybe his blood. Or his fingerprints.
That's fine. I'll let you know right now, though. They didn't say anywhere in the guide to do that, so you're fine.
Oh, okay.
I returned to the entrance before things got out of hand.
Well, we can all rest easy now.
I believe we now have a fairly accurate picture of what happened. Yes, Your Honor. Only one thing remains unclear. Was the man this officer murdered really the victim?
That's what I'm thinking, Edgeworth. He's got a point.
Yes, Officer Meekins? With regard to that, sir, take a look at this. It was sent to my jail cell.
Sent to your jail cell? Why would you have decisive evidence like that?
Chief?
Okay, I will just say, if 7777777 is Chief Gant, we got him. We know exactly who's committing these murders. We got him.
I'm 100% willing to bet that the... Again, I did say this before, that all those sevens was Gant's number.
Okay, I'm willing to bet that, yeah.
The chief?
Delivered it?
What is that? Videotape? Dude, you're old enough to know what those are. Come on now. Yes, sir. That's absolutely right, sir. A videotape, sir.
It contains footage from the security camera in the evidence room.
What? But I specifically asked if there was such a tape, and was told it had been mistakenly erased. That's quite a mistake. I just do what I'm told, sir. It's the only thing I'm really good at.
Looks like communication with the police department is as good as ever.
Well then, let's have a look. Show us a video of you murdering the victim. Oh, please stop using that word murder. You described yourself as a murderer, motherfucker.
He is using the label, but he described himself as trying to disarm and subjugate his victim. He never said murder. The only one who's using murder is everyone around him, making him the murderer.
Literally, when Edgeworth just told him to describe his profession, he said murderer.
A video of a real murder. What are we getting ourselves into? Let's see. Is that stupid fucking kick? Okay, so at this point, nothing here. Also, this is the most terrible angle one could have for this fucking camera. Okay, so there is whoever. Okay,
yeah,
so,
it looks like they
just
set it up on a tripod.
Also, no cloth on that locker. Glove fell down.
How convenient that they fucking covered his face too.
And also using a glove to open. Oh. And no sound. Okay.
I'm pretty sure at this point, probably Meekins is down. Yeah. While the whoever... How? What the fuck?
Crawling on the floor, perhaps?
Or maybe walked around the camera?
Depending on where the camera... Yep! Costume change!
Well, I believe we're all thinking the same thing. How can we deal with these unsettling feelings stored within us?
Judge, I highly doubt you have the same feelings we are feeling right now.
Right? What the hell was that wriggling piece of plywood?
Motherfuckers, every one of you, ball to the head! And one for Jenny and the Whip.
Sir, that is a pride and joy of the entire criminal affairs department, sir. It's the Blue Badger, sir.
Why am I not surprised? This isn't going smoothly. Security video was added to court.
Yes, well, anyway. This tape seems to prove that the witness did indeed encounter, someone in the evidence room, and some sort of, activity did take place. Your Honor, instead of relying on clearly incomplete footage, the witness's testimony will suffice. Is that alright with you, Officer Meekins? Yes, sir. As you wish, sir.
We could pull some information from that video, but not enough to really kind of prove one way or another who was in the coat. Unless we could. I mean, we could.
There are some things we could theorize, but that's about it.
Yeah, alright.
Nothing was, decisive.
Yeah.
His face can't clearly be seen in the video. But there's no question that the other person was Detective Goodman, sir.
I'm gonna press that 100%.
I mean, he opened the locker, which required Detective Goodman's fingerprint to do. The locker he opened is unquestionably Detective Goodman's locker, sir.
So it must be him. No one else could have unlocked it.
That's full of shit.
What's this about a fingerprint? Each detective has been given a locker equipped with a fingerprint-activated lock. These locks ensure that each locker can only be opened by the detective it belongs to. Intriguing. That would mean the victim at the crime scene would have to have been Detective Goodman.
I 100% would like to say... Bullshit!
Very well. The defense may begin its cross-examination.
I don't know where this cross-examination will lead, but everything begins with contradictions. That's where I have to start. Alright. You can mimic prints though, or you could just reuse the print that was already on there if you have a solid piece of like tape or rubber gloves to press the fingerprint marks onto it. It's not like it's a heat-centered fingerprint, it's just fingerprints. Of course, there's nothing to press there. Hold. But you don't know that for sure, do you? You never actually saw Detective Goodman's face.
Well, I suppose you might say that. That is, if you must label people as having seen or not seen it. Since this verse can't be identified in the video, only you can verify it. But why is everyone looking at me? If I have to label your stares as disturbing or... Meekins. Having been shown a questionable video at best, we are not in the best of moods. Now please be more certain when you testify. Yes, sir. You claim the man who brandished a knife on you was Bruce Goodman. Tell us why you are positive it was him.
About these lockers, is there no other way to open them?
No, sir. I myself tried all kinds of methods in the past. They only respond to registered fingerprints, sir.
I wonder what kind of methods he's trying. Yeah, Meekins makes Gumshoe look like 200 IQ.
If the man opened the locker's lock, which only responds to its registered fingerprints, then he must be the person the locker was assigned to.
No, there's different ways you can open the lock.
Exactly my point, sir. And that's true.
Okay, can you clarify that? How do you know that information?
I've heard rumors, sir. From people in the know, sir.
People in the know?
The workers in the department cafeteria, sir. They keep me informed. They also listen to my romantic trouble, sir.
I don't need to hear any of those.
For the record, the open locker did indeed belong to Detective Goodman. I verified this information through a more reliable source.
What, someone who has maybe 2 more brain cells than Meekins?
So the victim opened the locker with his own fingerprint.
Okay. I'm willing to bet. Allow me to swing, if you will. I'm willing to swing that a rubber glove had something to do with this. That there is potential... Am I thinking 3 steps ahead by assuming that we could use the rubber glove in this one? Because I'm also thinking, if the right hand is what's used to open the lockers, where's the right hand? Your Honor, that statement contradicts his evidence.
It does? I don't see anything contradictory.
Huh? Really?
Objection overruled. Try to think before you make accusations, Mr. Wright.
Damn it! Oops, that didn't go well. What? You open the locker requires fingerprints to do. That is... Ugh, I don't know to press it. Am I missing something? Let's see.
You forgot to press one more statement.
What do you mean? Oh, the very last one? However, the most important detail is not shown in this video, the man's face.
Sir, if I may something, sir. If I may say something, sir. Please do. After all, you were the one being examined. I don't understand why the man's face is so important in this case, sir. Well, I mean, it was his hand that opened the fingerprint lock.
There's no proof of that.
And it was his hand that tried to thrust his knife into my body, sir.
But I need to know his face.
My answer is taken testifying enough to this, sir.
Yes, you have a point. The footage doesn't lie. That is. Unless the defense can find a problem with it.
Edge boy, you are flirting with me. Stop. Mr. Wright, let's check the court record again. Is there a problem with this? Yes, there's a problem! Regarding the video contained in this tape, there is one thing in particular that seems rather strange.
Strange?
This contradiction leads to the possibility that the man may not even been Detective Goodman.
Thank you. What? This video contains such a contradiction? Also, you could have presented the videotape in that last statement.
Oh, fair enough.
Either or, like, this is going to end up the same regardless.
I'm already 3 steps ahead of these fuckers. I'm like, whatever at this point.
Interesting. Your Honor, I have a proposal. Yes, Mr. Edgeworth? I propose we have the defense point out to us this alleged contradiction in the video.
He would want me to point it out.
Very well. Proposal accepted. Let us further respect this piece of evidence.
Great.
I will now place the security tape.
Okay.
Mr. Wright, please show us this contradiction you speak of.
I have to point out a problem in the video. This is the first time I've ever had to do that. You can do it, Mr. Wright. It's set up so you can fast forward, rewind, or pause the video. Just take a good look and be sure to point out the right thing.
Please don't play it too many times. I can't stand watching this video.
Okay. There's a couple contradictions in the video. It's a matter of determining which one's the correct one. So what the question we're answering is, what's the contradiction in verifying that that is Bruce Goodman?
Yeah.
Okay. How did this guy ever become a police officer?
Now then, Mr. Wright, please enlighten us. Where is the contradiction that indicates the man may not be Detective Goodman?
Alright. Great. Don't care. Okay, nothing here. We can't necessarily see his hand. Okay,
Wait, go back?
okay.
Keep going. I'll tell you when. Keep going.
We're going all the way to the beginning of the video.
There it is.
The red light indicator. It was open the entire time. The thing that's strange about this video has got to be this. Officer Meekins.
Sir, do you mean me, sir? What's his name, Meekins?
As I understand it, the locker apparatus works like this. You grab the handle, a sensor reads your fingerprint. If it's a match, the light turns on and the lock is released.
According to my very limited experience, that's the way I understand it, sir.
If so, then something is seriously wrong with this picture. Yeah, the light's on, so it was unlocked. Nice eye, babe.
Of course. I told you I have an eye for detail.
Like, I was about to go like up to like see if his glove, like if a tag fell off his glove or something like that. When the victim reaches for the handle to open the locker. Let's rewind to a little work. We're actually gonna sit here and watch the rewind. We're gonna sit here and actually watch the rewind.
Yeah, really, why can't the fucking speed of the rewind go faster?
Here, notice the light?
What's this? It's already lit.
Precisely my point, Your Honor. The locker was already open before the victim grabbed the handle. Fucking chicken!
Order! What's the meaning of this?
It's very simple, Your Honor. The locker wasn't locked on the day of the crime.
But the locker locks are controlled by electronic systems. Wait.
You can turn... There is one person who could turn them off, though.
Yeah, I was about to say,
That's
maybe
Marshall.
maybe there could be a control panel for the lockers.
That's what I'm thinking, too. That's why he was able to unlock and have it open. Basically, he could go in, unlock the lock, and leave it unlocked, turn the system back on to make it look like, oh, everything's fine, and then pose as Goodman.
Yeah, because remember, he is still trying to investigate the SL6 incident.
Exactly. SL9.
And 9, same thing.
Yeah. No, yeah, so maybe he himself... That's why his fingerprints were already there. Okay. Okay.
When the door is shut, a sensor is triggered, and the locker is automatically locked. Oh, I know. It must have broken down. Of course, I'm not an expert at this. That's not likely, Your Honor. The sensor would detect and report any malfunction.
Unless someone turned off the power.
Oh, well. It just goes to show novices should keep their mouth shut.
Oh, Judge, you're fine.
So then, Mr. Wright, do you have an explanation?
Me, Your Honor?
Yes. Why wasn't the locker locked?
Me, Your Honor? Yes, well, you see, this isn't exactly my field. What do you think, Miss Scientific Investigator?
Maybe something like jammed at the sister's center?
Something jammed the system sensor? Say... There's something else that seems out of place in this video.
Yeah, I thought so too! There's got to be another clue somewhere in this footage.
Very well. Let's inspect the video once more. The locker wasn't locked. Mr. Wright, please point out the cost for this.
Will do.
Keep going.
Okay.
Oh, shit. Play, stupid.
Okay. I saw that. You can't.
Shit the ba ba beat the boo da boo da boo. Ba-doo ba-doo ba-doo. Ba-doo ba-doo that.
Please watch closely. This is a continuation of part that I showed you earlier.
Ba-doo-ba-doo. I saw that shit. Yeah, you can't have that shit from me.
I may not be as keen-eyed as my husband, but I am keen-eyed.
What's this? Something white fell out of the locker. But sir, it's been my experience that things fall out when doors are opened. I haven't fallen and roll a great distance to open my car door, sir.
Shut the fuck up, Meekins! We can't be sure that item was completely inside the locker to begin with.
What do you mean?
The sensor triggers the lock when the door is shut. What if something was inserted, say, between the sensor and the door?
Inserted?
We're gonna seriously watch this. We're gonna watch this over and over and over and over again.
That's gonna be a running theme with this series.
Great! This white thing wasn't inside the locker. It was stuck between the door and the sensor.
Oh, I understand now, sir. It's just like my tie. 2 or 3 times it gets stuck in the door while I get out my patrol vehicle, sir.
How does that happen?
He finds a way.
Like, shut up, Meekins!
But the object would have to be extremely thin to fit in the door. Not only that, but it will also have to block electrical currents. It would need to be an insulator.
What, a thin white rubber glove?
Yes, an insulator. But at the crime scene.
There just might have been something that fits the description.
But sir, by insulator, you don't mean...
I think I finally got this figured out. So I was 3 steps ahead! My
Like
podcast was
always.
3 steps ahead!
yeah, exactly. You tend to do that with these kinds of games. Well, at least with this game specifically. You gotta tell your writer's brain to shut up for once.
I know!
Very well. Will the defense please present the relevant evidence? What was this insulator that was stuck between the locker door?
My defendant's badge. I found this near the locker. A thin rubber glove.
But we can't be sure that was in the victim's locker.
It has a tag that says SL9 incident. The video seems to depict the victim opening the locker. But that isn't the case. The lit lamp attests to this. On the day of the crime, even I could have opened that locker. Is that not so, Officer Meekins?
Sir, it would appear so, sir.
You stand so stupidly.
Right? I was like he has fucking, was it polio? Order!
I want pan fried doodle.
So we are to believe then that the victim, whom this one just stabbed in the evidence room, was not Detective Goodman?
I'm glad we're referring to him as a witness and not a murderer now.
Do not be misled, Your Honor. What do you mean, Mr. Edgeworth? The defense has merely demonstrated that possibility, and nothing more.
Bullshit!
The victim in this video was indeed Bruce Goodman.
Edgeworth, this game of cat and mouse, yes and no, hot and cold, yes or no, it's full of bullshit!
The prosecution will offer one more testimony to prove this.
What?
Officer Meekins, please testify about this. Sir, me, sir? I'm not sure what you're referring to, sir. Oh, you mean that, sir? Of course, sir.
What are you pulling out of your ass?
Sounds like bullshit.
Is this a joke?
Very well. Begin your testimony.
Alright, let's hear it. Okay. Go ahead. Lie to me.
There's one other thing that proves the man was Detective Goodman, sir. To enter the evidence room, one must use their ID card. When an ID card is used, there's a record of it. At the time of the crime, the detective used his card.
Okay. Good swing.
Alright, okay, sure. An ID card record, I see. I have the ID card record right here, Your Honor.
Okay.
The ID used at 514 is that of the victim. But who is the first? Just before the crime, hmm? Yes, without a doubt, this is the victim's ID. However, one thing does strike me as unusual. Several hundred cases should have been due for transferal. Why were there so few people using this room? This particular evidence room is used only for storing certain special cases.
Special cases?
Extremely violent cases involving police staff.
Involving
Oh.
police staff? As in, like, the victims were police or the suspects were police?
I'm willing to bet that means... I'm willing to bet it was that the perpetrators were the police.
And they forged evidence to hide
To make
that.
them... Yeah, to make them seem innocent.
Ah.
Just hearing that makes my hair stand on edge.
Me too. Although it doesn't make much of a difference.
There were only a few cases up for transfer there, and most were cleared up by noon. Right, I see. Now, let us move on to the cross-examination.
This whole thing is just full of bullshit! For you, Emma. Alright, let's hear it. Sure. Okay. No other way? Is that card hanging from your neck one of these ID cards?
Yes, sir. This card right next to my cuff, sir. I keep it here so I won't ever forget.
But what if someone were to steal it from you, keeping it out in the open like that?
Maybe I shouldn't wear it around my neck.
Probably a good idea.
Remember when I said 2 out of 3 times my tie gets stuck when I get out of my car? Well, the remaining time it's my ID card that gets stuck.
You stupid idiot.
Instead of the door closing, my ID card chokes me.
Maybe I should just leave this one alone.
At any rate, each police officer only has one ID card. Both the police department and the prosecutor's office can attest to this. Please proceed with the testimony.
My ID card, there's a record of it. Okay. There's nothing to press there. Can you confirm that? Earlier, I believe you testified that when you asked the man to show his ID card, he pulled a knife on you.
Yes, sir. He didn't show me any ID card, sir.
Don't you think that's odd? I mean, if he had his ID card, all he had to do was show it to you. There wouldn't be any reason to draw a knife.
Maybe he just panicked?
Everything stems from contradictions. Let's point them out.
Mr. Wright, what do you think?
I'm confused.
What?
The problem with this ID card testimony is far too obvious. It's not like Edgeworth to miss something like this.
You're thinking too hard about it. Come on, let's show them what we got.
Alright. I actually have to do a little bit of thinking. Like a minor bit of thinking. Yeah, this was found at the crime scene of the prosecutor. How could he have used it? I guess that could be one thing I could potentially press, but at the same time, it's like, would that be enough to press it? I'm wondering if actually that would be enough to press it. I'll swing. I'll take another hit. This will be the first time I get 2 hits. Let's go. Oh, I was right. Let's go. So I now I'm stepping a little in time. I'm stepping back a little bit in time. Wait a moment.
You could use the ID or Goodman's lost item report on the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th statement.
Ah. Wait 1 moment, Officer Meekins.
I'm not good at waiting, sir.
I have the victim's ID card right here.
Sir, that's a piece of paper.
I found it at the crime scene. Don't worry, it's a picture.
That makes sense.
When I say crime scene, I'm not referring to the evidence room of the police department. I mean the other crime scene. The underground parking lot of the prosecutor's office. Your Honor, I have one more piece of evidence to present. It's very important clue regarding the victim's ID card.
Lost item report? It's only half completed.
But it shows that Detective Goodman had lost something on the day of the crime. Something important enough to fill out this report.
Let me guess. You believe there's something to be his ID card, right?
I can't say for sure, but there is a high probability. On the day of the crime, Detective Goodman was not carrying his card.
Order!
Fried rice.
White or brown?
Jasmine.
Fine. Long grain it is. So now, what does this all mean?
Long grain it is.
Long grain it is. Fine. Long grain it is. Fine. Long grain it is. Long grain it is. Fine. Long grain it is. Long grain it is. Fine. Long grain it is. Long grain it is. Fine. Long grain it is. Long grain it is. Fine. Long grain it is. Long grain it is. Fine. Long grain it is. Long grain it is. Fine. 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 Long grain it is. Fine.
Well, it can only mean one thing. It doesn't even require much thought. The man Officer Meekins encountered in the evidence room was not Detective Goodman, but rather the man who stole his ID card.
Fucking called it.
Yep. I think it's Marshall.
Order, order, order! Does the prosecution have a response? I have only one thing to say to the defense.
Eat my ass?
Bravo, Mr. Wright.
Bravo?
Allow me to summarize the defense's argument. At 5:15 p.m. on the day of the crime, the man in the evidence room Officer Meekins encountered was not Detective Goodman.
Okay.
There are two grounds to support this. First, the locker in the evidence room was already unlocked. Second, the victim lost his ID card. Am I correct so far, Mr. Wright?
Yes, what's he up to?
That being the case, we must inevitably arrive at a single conclusion. If the victim in this video is a fake, then the murder in the evidence room is also fake. In other words, the security camera does not show the instant of the murder.
Correct. That is, well, I guess that's right. That is correct.
Is something wrong, Mr. Wright? Only moments ago, you seemed content to be pointing your finger around like the way I'm doing it.
You were doing it right now, motherfucker!
What are you talking about? I'm just copying you.
This isn't going to end well.
Well, well. It seems you finally realized exactly what you've gone to such lengths to prove. Explain yourself, Mr. Edgeworth. The defense has already done the explaining for me. The victim in this video is a fake, which means a murder did not take place at the police department at 5:15 on the day of the crime. So the real crime could only take place at one location, the underground parking lot, at the prosecutor's office. The murderer being Ms. Lana Skye, the defendant.
Oh my lord.
The evidence is compelling. A trustworthy witness. Observe the moment the defendant used the murder weapon.
No, there's still doubt. I knew that testimony was way too shabby. It was all a trap from the beginning.
The activity in the evidence room still leaves many questions unanswered. Who exactly was the victim Officer Meekins encountered? Where did this person disappear to?
Where'd they come from? Where'd they go?
Where did they come from, Cotton Eye Joe? However, this trial's purpose is to examine only the murder of Detective Goodman. Just so, Your Honor.
Mr. Wright, you have to do something, or else Lana...
What do I do? How am I supposed to get myself out of this mess? I would object because we also have decisive evidence of lack of blood at the crime scene.
Objection!
One moment, Your Honor.
What now, Mr. Wright? Don't tell me you're objecting to what you've just proven.
Of course not. But I almost walked right into the prosecution's trap.
What are you talking about?
This cross-examination has proven one thing and one thing only. The security video did not show the actual murder. We're actually gonna watch. We're sitting here and watching this happen. We are sitting here and watching this play instead of going in fast forward. However, it cannot be said this is unrelated to the murder in the parking lot. Specifically, large amounts of blood traces were found in the evidence room. The defense demands further examination into the truth of the matter.
Mr. Edgeworth? Yes, Your Honor. If this court were to examine this further, other witnesses will be necessary. Is the prosecution prepared? I'm sorry, Your Honor. The prosecution considered the incident at the police department to be unrelated. We have not prepared any of the witnesses for this incident.
This just might be my chance. Time to call a certain Texas Ranger to the stand.
Mr. Wright, do you mean?
Your Honor, the defense would like to request a specific witness.
Oh? Whom do you have in mind?
Someone we have reason to believe knows the truth. The truth behind the activities that took place in the evidence room.
The prosecution requests to hear this person's name before deciding whether or not to comply. Very well then, Mr. Wright. This person whom you would have testified. What is his or her name?
Texas Lone Star.
Bruce Goodman, get your ass over here.
Officer Jake Marshall.
Why him?
I can't let Edward know everything just yet. He's in charge of the evidence room. I feel we should hear what he has to say.
The prosecution agrees to the defense's request. Since he was responsible for guarding the room, we should hear his testimony.
Good boy.
Fortunately, he works in the police department. We shouldn't need longer than 20 minutes to prepare. Very well. The court will take a 30-minute recess while the witness is subpoenaed. Will the prosecution please prepare the witness during this time? We will, Your Honor. Court is now in recess.
Great. Honk shoe. Me. February 24th, 11:32 a.m.
That means more voice acting for me.
There's no stopping you, is there, Mr. Wright? Huh? What do you mean? You called for Jake Marshall. It seems you've figured everything out. I haven't figured out anything out.
Anna, you're the one who knows everything.
Emma.
You always know everything. Why don't you just tell us? Mr. Wright is trying his hardest to protect you.
I don't recall ever asking for his protection.
How can you be so cold? Don't you trust us? Don't you trust me?
I hope I'm not interrupting anything, pals.
Yeah, Gumshoe, you just walked into something. You better be very careful or I will take away your brain cells.
Oh, guess I am. I'll come back later.
Bye. Thank you.
Oh, wait, Detective Gumshoe. What is it? That's right, come back here. You got a lot of nerve, pal. Making a detective run around all day while I'm doing it. I thought you were still eating, my bad.
And to top it off, you called me here. I seen happier people at funerals. Do you, though?
Sorry, Detective.
You better be, pal. Hey! I didn't see you there, Chief Prosecutor Sky.
That's okay. So, what have you brought? Have you brought what I asked?
Oh.
I'm not pressing anything. I was legit not pressing anything.
I know, I can tell when the arrows are there or not. You mean this, right?
Greetings to Venezuela. Hello! My apologies, Detective. Due to my present circumstances, I was forced to use Mr. Wright's name when making my request. My name!
Never in a million years I'd have thought it was you who asked me. Could I bother you to bring me the SL9 incident files? I need them by noon. Talk about crazy.
Yes, SL9 incident?
But Lana, that's...
I thought Mr. Wright might need them, so I had them brought here. Here, you might do well to read them.
I can't believe you, the chief prosecutor, were a witness in that case.
You were a witness? Scott was a witness? Files for the Joe Dark killings. Solved 2 years ago. Okay. She was a witness. The detectives involved were demoted, except for Goodman. This has to be a police cover-up. This smells like a police cover-up.
Take it from me. You don't want anything to do with serial murders.
We're literally in a case about them right now.
Oh, what? Now that I brought your stuff, you're just gonna ignore me?
I have to read! I have less than 15 minutes! Emma, why is your name in here? What? Hold it! Can I actually read it straight up? Right?
Let me read.
Incident SL9, perpetrator Joe Dark, serial murder, sentence death. Victims Edward Jones, Edith Kirby, Jeb Bates, Jason Knight, Rachel Moss, Neil Marshall. Trial data, head prosecutor Miles Edgeworth. Witnesses Lana and Emma Sky. Neil Marshall. Any connection to Jake Marshall? Investigative Task Force. Executive investigators Damon Gantz, Lana Sky. Head investigators Bruce Goodman. Investigators Jake Marshall. Huh. Interesting. What? My name's in there? I don't know. Unless... No, it couldn't be. Lana! This SL9 incident! Is that... That's the classification number the police filed it under. 2 years ago, the rest of the world knew it as the Joe Dark killings. Joe Dark... No, Lana! That's over with! No! Wait! She ran away.
You know what? I just remembered. I gotta be somewhere.
Go get a steak, dude.
Sorry, pal, but I'm out of here.
Get out of here. Jake Marshall, Angel Star, Damon Gantz, Miles Edgeworth. Not to mention Lana and Emma. Everyone involved in this case is connected to those killings 2 years ago. This can't be just a coincidence. Knowing you, you just might be able to figure it out. Time to get back to the trial, Mr. Wright. Best of luck. I better take a good look at this file. Yeah, at least Gumshoe could read a room.